Hey guys, right, so let's take a look. Okay, so gold did exactly what hey we were guys, right, there we go. So gold did exactly what we wanted it to do this morning. We were looking for buys above, hey Jody, hey Peter. Um, there is around a 20-second delay by the time it comes from live stream to YouTube. I've just put it on live just so I can see what the actual delay is. So it is around 20 seconds. So anything we're looking at, just bear in mind, you're probably 20 seconds behind. Right, so the plan we've seen, let's just take a quick look. Right, for those of you that don't know, we have instant funding now available through partner company. I'm just gonna, if you're interested in instant funding without challenges, you can have a look at this. So have a look there. Right. Right, okay, so let's take a look at gold. So it's done whatever we wanted. There was another perfect setup. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to take this today, but this is exactly what we spoke about for those that were in the live trading day yesterday. It's the same setup as we experienced here. So look, what we're looking for, we're seeing downrange candles. We see a bullish close. We then see the next candle wick down and then break the high, forming an uprange candle. So in theory, this was a trade right here. Perfect. So you'd have got triggered around 1 p.m. pre-comics, pre-news. You'd have hit all your TPs ahead of the news, and then it's just run off and gone all the way up to daily resistance, which you can see we've got highlighted in here. So now things to consider. Um, do we want to trade long at where we currently sit? No. So what would we be looking for? Well, essentially, we're looking for the same thing again. We need to see a correction. We need to see buyers come back into the market, and then we can look to take advantage of the of the opportunity at hand. So before we go along, things that I want to see. One is market pullback, form support, then buyers come in, we form a bullish candle, which you see here on the 30-minute. It's a downrange candle, but it's a bullish close. Next candle wicks down, breaks the highs, forming a new uprange candle. So that's classic entry technique that we use here. Trade and train, you'll see it on all our live streams. That's what we try and do. Now, this market momentum has been to the upside. Directional trend is to the upside for gold. So preference definitely lays within trading this market long. In terms of looking for short opportunities, you're going to have to wait for a change of structure. Yes, we are at a key area where you could find sellers come into the market. You could also explode higher above this area. So, oh, sorry, 1 second. Dog wants to come in. Come on. Hey, pal. Hey, buddy. Um, he's missed me this morning. So, things to watch out for will be right. This can go now. Let's get rid of. Sorry, guys. Just fingers, all fingers and thumbs. Let me just get rid of the text for a second while we map it out. So short. What's that? 2702. Yeah, there's 40 pips potentially there. Uh, one thing we can see, lower time frame. In fact, guys, what we're seeing on price action for anyone that's a member, what would you say is happening right now? What do you see happening? What's happening with price here? When we're looking at the price action, what do we notice from here? Tell me what type of candles you see going all the way up. Then what's this one? What's happening with the bodies? Yeah, exactly, Peter. Tennis ball effect. Now, look, every candle through here is an uprange candle. From the turn, the bodies start to increase, closing near the highs, closing near the highs. Then we have a smaller body, bigger wick, smaller body, smaller wick. This one's an inside candle. So now what we're looking for is, do we see price take out the highs and pop through? If we do, then fine. We then look for opportunities to get long. If we see seller candles come in and take out the low of this one, if you want to trade at reduced risk, um, then what we can do is we can look at trading short if we get a nice bearish candle because we've got plenty of clear space and we are seeing the market pause at key daily resistance. So let's just put this in. Uh, but we're going to have to wait. There's no trade yet. We need to wait for seller candle, wick up, then break. My preference is for longs. So if I'm looking for longs, I'd want to see price come down, form support, buyers come back in, we go long. Or we break out to the upside, we correct, and then we look to go long. That'd be my preference. Uh, what did I just see pop up there? I don't know if it was the chat or from members. All right, no. We'll leave this one about another 9 minutes before we come back. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. So let's have a look at the daily chart. So yesterday, we got a nice trade on the Nasdaq. Uh, looks like we're definitely starting new impulsive move. High time frame, some people that are old chartists might be looking at this as some kind of like bull flag that's in in play. Uh, now, obviously, the bull flag, you need to wait for the market to break out of it and then pull back before you can look for opportunities. Uh, that's not the way that I trade, but if anyone wants to ask me that question, I can understand why you'd be looking at it. I'm just looking for short-term momentum moves. So here on gold on the Nasdaq, let's have a look. Structural 76. It's like 24, 29. Uh, it's a bit tight, but we can have a look depending how it closes. Realistically, I want to be long above 21,420. So, in fact, what I just want to do is I'm going to extend this to the left. Okay. What's it? 21,420. Let's go back. Yeah, okay, so perfect. We've got loads of free space if we get above 21,420. We've got all the way up to, God, look at that, 220 points. So if we can get above that area, we've got lots of room to make lots of points out. So looking quite tasty. Um, So let's see if we can get a close above 21,374 because we can hit first take profit before we get to 21,417, providing it doesn't close massively above this area. So look, the range we've got to work with is 46 pips. So realistically, we can see a candle close around 15 pips above that area. So 21,388 is what we can look at. For shorts, I'll look for shorts below here. So we're going to look aggressive longs. So let me just check that on the 30. Yeah. So we're going to look for sells below 21,304. We're going to look for longs, buys above 21,375. Now, there should be no more news today. Yeah, news is all done. We've got retail sales to, oh no, it's UK tomorrow at 7 a.m. So yeah, basically this is what we're sitting and waiting on. Nasdaq, we're clear, no news to run this afternoon. Let's put in the pips, so 26. So we've got 46 pip range, 46 pip range. To the downside, 67, 71 pip. Oh, well, so what we know is that if we get a close above here, we can, depending how much, we can at least get target one. If we get a close below 21,304, we can hit target one, target two. Because looking left, we've got nice big clear candle structure. We've got nothing, no noise. You look at this lot here. If you look at all this is just noise. But all this, free candle space to trade into. Again, we've got noise here. Not so nice, but definitely below that area looks nice, and above here you've got this clean area to work within. You can easily get to T1 20 pips there, so we've got but the best trade would be above 21,420 because we've got 200 points above here. 200 pip range, clear space. So this is where we're looking realistically. We want to get above this candle here because this is above here marks clear traffic right the way up until 21,637. So 215 pip range. Let's go back. We've got 3 minutes. Let's have a look what's happening with gold. Not going to get a setup here by the looks of it. Got what 2 minutes to form a bearish candle, which it could happen, but probably not going to. Anyone watching anything else? Okay, let me have a look at the DAX for you. So this morning I was interested in the DAX because we've got a lovely structural point here at 20,000, call it 20,580. If you look at the daily, we had the daily pop through resistance yesterday. Nice strong close. Now it's pretty much like a Maribozo close, meaning closing pretty much on the highs. Now, one thing I know is any market that closes with a naked close, generally the probability of it being a directional move afterwards is a lot less than say if there's a top wick. And you could say it's usually because they're formed as a exhaustion candle or something along those lines. Now, if we have a look, let's go down time frame. You can see here, look, naked close reverses, naked close again reversing, going one way than the other. This one, naked close, market goes up. So naked closes aren't necessarily as strong mm, as you would likely think when they actually occur. It's usually a sign of exhaustion. So where we currently sit, if we just jump out and you can say, right, we're at all-time highs on the DAX. It's never been anywhere near here, right? Okay, so we're just shy of 21,000. If you look at last month's candle, you can call it a shooting star, whatever you want to call it, a high test candle. Um, we see a bullish candle, we see an uprange candle, and we see um, okay, not one second, guys, just got to reply. One second. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Uh, weekly. Weekly is very, very, very strong. But again, this candle still got another day to play. So this candle, based on the weekly, could change to a bearish candle. It could shoot off even higher. So we can't really count this one. But what we can say looking at the weekly candles is if we look, we go from down, look at these bodies here, small bodies, and then downrange candles, meaning lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Then this one here, we've changed from downrange to an uprange, higher high, higher low. Again, higher high, higher low. Then another higher high, higher low. So we have impulse movement. Then we have a downrange candle. So we're going back into a corrective move. Then we consolidate, and now we're back into impulse move for the last 2 weeks. We've got higher highs and higher lows. Now, we could see that based on the previous week, we had one, two, three, four uprange candles. So here we've got one, two, we're into our third, so there's potentially another week based on the previous impulsive move. Doesn't mean that the market will go up in a straight line. We might see it come back first before it goes up. Let's look at the daily. Daily we saw yesterday, big, strong, open near the lows, close near the highs. Very, very strong candle indeed. Today, seeing something completely different. Um, small, small range, open and close, pretty much at the same price. Um, if we see the market pause like this, again, preference would lie to the upside, but I'd much rather wait for the market to retrace, form support, and then buyers come back in before I look at buying. So let's have a look on the 4 hour. So that's why when we look at the lower time frame, we see this, let's say, mini sort of false break where it's broken out of its minor resistance, came up, and then it's closed straight back down below the old resistance. I would be quite interested in shorts underneath 20,580. Looking for market to come back down into anywhere in this area, anywhere in there. And we're just looking for price to come down there. And what do we want to happen when it gets there? What sort of thing would we be looking for, guys? What sort of thing are we looking for? No? Okay. So always remember we're going to look for the same thing. I want to see a close below this structure because that would show us that the market is coming back below support that's been formed. I'm not going to look for longs in here because when market came up here, it literally hit this roof and then sold straight off. So I'd want to see if I'm going to go long. There's two places I want to go long. One is if price comes down here and then buyers come back in, or if we get above this area and we can trade it as a breakout or as a BPC trade. So the BPC would be, it means it's broken out, it's pulled back, and then we continue. So breakout, pullback, and continuation. Okay, if it was to come back down here, looking for the same kind of setup, but we're going to hopefully get maybe a short and then a long. So two options. We'll see what happens with either scenario. Uh, Gold. No, look, that's why you don't leave sell stops. You wait for sellers to come back in. Because if you'd have got a sell stop in there just because you're looking for the tennis ball, what would have happened? You'd have probably got triggered. And now you'd be thinking, oh my God, how do we get out of this trade? By just waiting for that seller candle to come in, keeps you out of the mess. Keeps you out of the mess. Nasdaq. Again, here we go. Right. 10 minutes to wait. Now, if we can get a close below without actually hitting all the way down to 21,233, then we get a trading opportunity. So markets have just opened. Nasdaq's just opened, so we can see what's any news. Elon's Starship exceeds NASA's requirements by far. He loves to blow his own trumpet a little bit, doesn't he? All right, what we got going on? Let's have a look on Forex Live, see if there's anyone else trading any different markets. Futures are implying a mixed open for the US stock market. Kickstart, FX, no, easy markets wins best fixed spread. Yeah, I'm sure. My second attempt this week on shorting gold. Okay, well, you've had a bad day then, haven't you? Let's see what he's put. So, trade setup, short trade idea, gold futures. Sell order 12748.60. Okay, so he's on the futures market. Well, it's not looking too good. Right, there we go. Let's see what happens here. Wait for the candle. Wait for the candle to close. We've got 7 minutes. All right, let's pull up open calc. Okay, so I'm gonna switch screens now to MT5 TV. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay, let me move the chat out of the way. There we go. Let's flip this over. All right, so that's what we're looking at doing. Should we get a sell order? Should we get a sell stop? But we've got to wait 7 minutes. I'm not going to jump into anything. Letting the open come into fruition. We've got to wait for a candle to close. Once it closes, if it closes bearish, then we can And then we can look at placing the order. Nasdaq still rejecting the 21,300 level. What's happening with the DAX? The DAX is not doing a great deal. So 6 minutes to go. Now, again, if the candle closes like this, uh, going back to old sort of like Japanese candlestick terminology, you'd look at those two dojis. Do you know what they're called if you have two dojis together like that? Yeah, it's gold. Should be able to. So this is gold. Should be able to see just ah, there you go. So yeah, waiting on gold. I don't like I don't like the DAX at the minute. Nasdaq is holding strong. So this you see when the market opened, it's pushed down. We're gonna uh, yeah, no, I'm gonna sit tight on that one for a minute. Yeah, nothing's actually the best trade of the day has come while I was out, which is this candle here, uh, where we saw the market pull down into this support area, and then we created a bottom wick, and then broke the highs. So sit tight, guys. Stay strong. Stay disciplined. You see, this morning we've had two trades today, two wins, no losses, no break evens, $814. So again, nice steady profit, nothing fantastic, but just nice and steady. Looking for consistency, guys, forming good habits. Now, if this wasn't a daily resistance area, I would be very interested in going long above that high. But we're at such a key area for daily resistance, I wouldn't want to risk going long into resistance. Nasdaq, 15 minutes. Okay, so Nasdaq's breaking through support. Uh, let me just let's have a look, see what we've got. 40 points to the lows. 2 minutes. So we can hit. There's potential for T1 and T2. All right. Again, these aren't. I'm not placing this. This is just here, ready and waiting, depending what happens. Let's just go back to gold. Yeah, nothing. DAX, I'm not going to do anything till we get below 20,578. We've got 15 seconds left of this 5-minute candle. If the next candle pushes up, we're going to place this order. We've got 6 seconds. Want it to form a top wick. Looks like it's going to go without us. Come on, give us a top wick. Patience, 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 guys. Waiting for that top wick. Doesn't look like it's coming. Okay, never mind. Let's have a look. 30. No. C'est la vie, guys. This one's gone without us. Now, options. We could. Nothing there yet either. So we've got to wait 14 minutes for this candle to close. Maybe it'll close bearish, maybe it won't. If it closes bearish, then we've got potential. I think NASDAQ, if we could come into this area again and find a buyer candle or form a buyer candle, then I'll look for opportunities to get long. But we need to see price pause here. I need to see buyer candle. Then once we get a buyer candle, then we'll look to place an order. But as it stands now, guys, this one, I mean, 15 pips up, so you'd be 75% to target. So depending what rules you use, if you use the 70% rule, you'd be at break even now. Did anyone take this trade? Was there some eager beavers out there that just took it? Yeah, I mean, look, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Yeah, you could say, yeah, we should have taken it. But look, this is why we put rules in place. Um, the whole point of waiting for the top wick is that we use it like the mechanism of, let's say, firing a gun or firing an elastic band. If you want something to go forwards, you use it like it's got to pull back before it goes, and that's the whole mechanism behind waiting for a bottom wick if you're buying or a top wick if you're selling. So you want the market to come down. We've created the seller candle that's closed below support. So if we go back to the Nasdaq, you can see here, look, this candle closed below support here. So as it's closed below support, we've got a little wick or range to work with on that candle. So the next candle, we're just looking for it to come up first. Literally, we just want to see it pull somewhere up there. It doesn't, there's no sort of fixed amount, a number of pips, etc. And just want to see it create a top wick. You can use time as a measurement because the first couple of minutes of a candle is not necessarily the best. They're usually a little bit jittery. So give it a minute or two to form a top wick. and then we can look to sell underneath the lows. If you've got plenty of space on the wick from the previous candle, and you have a deeper retracement, then you can use a flip style entry, meaning that this candle, it was bullish while it's coming up here, and you're looking at selling the low of the current candle. So there are your two different sort of like techniques. One is sell the low of the candle that's already closed, and the other one would be sell the low of the current candle that's running, which would be a flip. But obviously, neither of those managed to play out or give us the opportunity. Let's see what's going on. Gold. Still sat in that area, so nothing's happening here at the moment. So we just sit tight and wait for it to unravel. While we're waiting for the market to unravel, how many of you guys are trading funded accounts or prop accounts, whatever you want to call them? Or are you just trading personal accounts, or are you trading demo accounts? Let me know what you're doing. Yeah, know what's missing. I just realized I've got no music on. Definitely need some music. There we go. Right. 26. No, so look, if some of you wanted to look at potential aggressive entries, then someone asked me about this morning, and so would I trade from here because it's come up into potentially, let's call it a head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, there was one really good opportunity this while I was out today, but this morning managed to get a couple. Um, but yeah, you can look at this as a head and shoulders. So if you're going to look at it as a head and shoulders, the best thing to do is wait for where you see the highest probability trade. Highest probability trade will be below this area because look, we've got clear candle space down here and pretty much all the way to down here, which is, what's that? It's like two, 200 240 pips. Massive. And look, in fact, Nasdaq's bouncing where I said. Okay, so we are gonna. I am looking at buying Nasdaq. Not gonna do it yet, but I am definitely looking at it. 21 4. Yeah. So look, this is the area that I'd want to be long. Should we get above there? So I want to take everything off before we get there. Right. So we've got 8 minutes. Hopefully we don't get too much of a. So I'm just looking at the 5 minute candles. Because remember, we've got this is the first 5 minute candle of the 15. This is the second, and then we'll see the third. So in theory, if we're going to see the market push higher, then we should see the 5 minute candles create an uprange candle. So we might see what, let's say, this one stays as an inside candle, right? But closes bullish. Or if it breaks the high and closes bullish, then the next candle pushes down. We could buy the high of that current candle in an early anticipation that the market is going to close bullish on the 15 because we're reading the candles. Obviously, we've got to see what happens with this candle. If it closes near the lows, then we have to wait for the 15. But can you move the photo from the top right to the bottom left? Can't see the chart. The photo, which can you move the photo from the top right? Okay, it's normally in the bottom left, but everyone keeps wanting different things moving. Right, like this? Is that what you want? Is that better, Petter? Is that what you wanted moving, guys? Okay, so this 5 minute candle is definitely not going to close bullish. So we're waiting now. We're waiting. There's not a lot we can do until we now see the market change. Ah, and gold's pushing higher as well. So neither of them are setting up at this present moment. We've got 5 minutes left. So we need a big shift on both markets for a potential setup. How many trades have you all taken today, guys? One, two, three, four, none. All right, gold's pushing to the upside. If that's the case, my preference is definitely going to be the Nasdaq. Let's have a look. Here we go. Four minutes left. Right, that's not moving. All right, can take this off. I'm not interested in any gold trades yet. Nasdaq potentially. I'll leave that like that. DAX. Only thing I'm interested in the DAX is short underneath here. That, that is what I'm waiting for. And to be fair, looking at that, I think that's the cleanest chart of them all. Okay, what are you fancying, guys? Gold, Nasdaq, or the DAX? Which one do you like? I'm going to stay away from gold. I'll trade short underneath here for the DAX, and I'll potentially look for longs above, so like 21,263 on the Nasdaq. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. So I'm interested. Long on the Nasdaq if we get a bullish candle, and I'm interested short on the DAX if we get a close below the. Right, decision is made. I'm only going to trade one market, and it's the DAX. I'm looking for sells. Uh, let's just have a look what's going on over here. So just having a quick look at the Nasdaq. So we've got a support level here at shit, my eyesight's bad. 21,200, and we've got another support level at basically 21,110. So you've got 90-point range pretty much here. Yeah, 93 points. Ooh, look at it go. Right, all right. This is the question. Will we see the Nasdaq close below this level? And this is why it's important to wait because look, anyone that tells you that they know a false break is coming, you don't know. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Um, they'll say, "Oh, liquidity sweep, da da da, whatever." Look, you don't know until after the event, which is why you should have set up rules for breakouts, should it break out, which means you want to wait for the market to close below, pull back, and then sell underneath. If it pulls back but then doesn't trigger the lows and goes back in the range, then that's when you'd look to trade a continuation because the false break has occurred. You've had a close below, then it's pushed up without taking the low of the candle that's closed below, and then gone back above the support level. So that's the way to look at it, guys. Have a set of rules and principles that will allow you to trade the breakout and the false break should a certain situation present itself. So that's the important part about having two systems or three systems in our case. So you've got breakout, we've got false break, and we've got the BPC. And then different entry technique when the market's trending is the flip, which in theory you could look at on the M30 now on gold, should it break these highs. But like I said, we're at a key resistance area on the daily chart, so I'm not really interested in that. Uh, Nasdaq. See if this one now closes bullish at the level where I said we want to buy. I mean, the downside is you've got 13 minutes to wait. And a lot can happen on the Nasdaq in 13 minutes, but anyone that wants to trade the flip, you're basically buying right now. Anyone buy the Nasdaq flip? So I'm guessing the DAX is holding as well. The DAX is holding that level. Interesting. 12 minutes. Let's wait for these 12 minutes and then we'll see if this candle closes bullish. So, in fact, Peter, what's that no in relation to? Sorry, buddy. Oh, did you trade the flip? This is where the delay kicks in, and I'm not quite sure what people are answering to. But yeah, okay, you didn't take the flip. Well done. Let's see right now if we can get a bullish close above this level. If we can, then there's going to be opportunity. Uh, so we're looking for a few things on all three markets. So options, gold, because we're at daily resistance, we're looking for a bearish candle close. Next candle to wick up, sell the lows. The DAX, I'm not so keen on the DAX for longs. It's just a bit noisy. If we look at the Nasdaq, long we can take once we've had a bullish candle close and a wick down. So let's just write on what I'd be interested in doing. Let's TV. So this is what we want to do. So gold. In fact, I need to write that. Trade plan. Right. Wait for bearish close and wick up to sell. Wait for, in fact, let's put strong bearish candle close. All right, I'm not going to look for longs until tomorrow on this one. So Nasdaq, we're looking for Nas. In fact, let's just put trade plan. All right, bullish candle close, M15, wick down, and buy stops. So this is what we're looking for, bullish candle close, then a wick down, buy stops above the high, trade it long. DAX, we're looking for sells. All right, trade plan. Close below 20,578. Let's say M15, M30, wick up and sell stop under the lows. Okay, so look, that's trade plan for all three markets. So we've either got, if you need that a bit bigger, so you can see it. Let's move that over the way. Now this could be an early entry into a bigger move based off the daily analysis. So we'll see. We've broken through there. We didn't get ourselves, so now we've just got clear traffic to trade into. We've got 8 minutes left. So let's see what's going on with the 5. Okay, the 5's looking good as well. The 5's looking good. Gold's looking tasty as well. They're all, so gold short potential, Nasdaq long, DAX short if it sets up. Ooh, okay, guys. I've just bought Nasdaq literally as it's just broken the previous 15-minute high. Let me share a screen quickly. I've not even put my stop in yet. There you go, so you can see. I've just bought the 21,174. Look at that. Typical. Broke the highs. This is where 21,392. 21,380. All right. Partial TP. Add partial TP. 4,000. Oh, okay. So what happened there, guys, is the market came down, and I've basically just traded the engulfing candle. I didn't think we'd get there, but we did. Um, so engulfing meaning it broke the lows, then broke the highs. Usually a sign, a key reversal sign. Coming off a strong support area. I was just looking for a bullish candle to close down here, then a wick down, and then break the high. But as soon as it broke the highs, that was it. It was a call sign to get long on a key reversal. But we shall see. Remember, if this candle closes bullish, next candle wicks down, we buy above the highs, you're basically still going to have the same entry price. Anyone taking this trade with me? 5 minutes left. So looks looks all right, but we shall see. Hey Chris, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. We've just bought the Nasdaq, rejecting this area, took out the lows and then broke the high of this candle. We are in a negative position at the minute. Um, we'll see if this candle closes bullish. If you didn't take the trade with me, then one thing I would look for is the next candle to wick down, then break buy the break of the high of this candle. So it'll be a similar sort of entry price. Um, but the methodology here was just obviously the market rejecting a key support level, taking out the lows, then breaking the highs, which is the probability of that type of candle happening is around 13%. So it's very low probability. So when it does happen, it's usually the sign of a key reversal. But no, this is it's not exactly having the desired impact as I speak. Mm, Gold's coming off the highs. Now, not liking this. Now, we'll see how it fares for the next. We've got 3 minutes of this 15-minute candle. Um, I'm just seeing gold on the other screen is just coming off the highs, which typical. The one thing I didn't think that would happen would be an engulfing candle. I didn't account for it, but I will always trade if I see it happening, especially at a support or a resistance level. So we've got our stops in place, risk management's in play. We trade what we see, guys, not what we think. Yeah. See, trading is this is I would say most issues with trading is it's comes down to psychology. Winning trades, losing trades, missed trades. Um, and then we play psychological games on ourselves, whether we should have done it or shouldn't have done it. Now, one thing you have to remember is once you have a trade plan, you've got ideas and you want to trade something in a certain manner, then you adhere to it. And if you don't, then obviously um, the only person you're cheating out of, let's say, potential returns or uh, bettering oneself is yourself. You know, when I used to, let's say, compete in men's physique, it was hilarious because I was always getting checked in every what I'd check in with my coach every 2, 3 days. And when you're getting down into um, the nail biting part before competition, oh, this is looking a bit shaky now. You could say what you want, but the scales would never lie. So let's say I said to my coach at the time, right, I've been really good this week. I've drank plenty of water. I've hit my carbs and my macros on point. But then you get on the scale and you've put on 2 pounds or you've put on a pound when you're in peak week and you should be dropping weight. He'll go, are you sure? I'll go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Scales don't lie, right? And your body won't lie. Okay, you might hold on a little bit of water at some point, but that the point is don't don't lie and don't kid to yourself. You do everything for a reason, okay? And if you're going to take this seriously, build out some rules and just be disciplined, stick to it. Don't move your stops, don't move your targets. Look, the first thing you do when you're first starting out is have fixed targets and see if you can hit those targets. And they could be like take profit targets and daily or weekly profit targets. When you hit them, just stop. And the point of that is so you don't get into a habit of over trading. Okay, so over trading is probably the biggest thing that will kill most traders. I've taken 2 trades today. This is my third. Um, you'll find that when uh, you're doing anything, um, it doesn't matter what it is you're doing. Too much of something will have an impact. If you're training and you do too much, you'll burn out. If you're trading, you usually find that when you start to overtrade, it's based on either fear and greed. And when you get to that stage, you'll probably find you'll burn your account out as well. So everything in moderation. Make sure that when you're trading, you've got your plan in place. You know when you're going to kill a trade. You know how you're going to manage a trade. You know how many trades you're going to take. That's why using something like Magic Keys, if you can limit the number of trades that you take in a day. The other thing, there is an override button. Um, so let's mine set to 5 trades, but there are days where I've taken 6 trades. Um, and the thought process behind that is I've not yet achieved my target and the setup is there. So I don't mind doing 3 trades in a session. So that's 3 strikes and I'm out. So we're just letting this one run now, see what happens, see if we can take some pips out of the market. Let's have a look, see what's happening on gold while this is still moving. Okay, so if gold closes bearish on the 30 minutes in 3 minutes time, you could look for sells underneath here. If it closes bearish, you'd want it to close realistically below this inside candle, and then you're waiting for a wick up, and then to sell the lows. The DAX, ooh, see if it holds that level. DAX shorts underneath this price point is what I'd be very interested in. If you can get through there, I think DAX shorts would be lovely, but we're waiting for a close below. Gold, nothing yet. Nasdaq, right. Trade management, guys. If this candle breaks the high of this one, so it goes above it, we're going to move our stop underneath the low of this bullish candle. But it has to break the high. So that means this candle would now have formed what we call an up range candle, meaning it has a higher high and a higher low in relation to the previous candle. Okay, so we've got what 12 minutes left of this candle. You see we've got T1 here at 20 points, T2 at 40 points, and then we're just going to let it run. Oh. So Chris, how long you been trading, mate? Chris Farron, welcome. How long you been trading? What markets do you trade? Are you trading live, demo? Are you trading a funded account, personal account? What sort of things are you doing? And welcome to the group, by the way. 3:20, so we've got 10 minutes for this 30-minute candle to close. So the 30s, the setup will be valid if you've not taken it on the 30 if it closes bullish. If it closes bullish, next candle, you're looking for a wick down, buy the break of the high. In theory, we should at least come back to 21,332. But we've got to close bullish and we have to break the high. So our entry was based off this candle because the market came down, took out the lows, so it broke the lows, and then came up, and then as it broke the highs, we bought, only for it to come back down and close near the lows again. But it's managed to hold support so far. We'll see what happens. Nasdaq's currently 30 points up on the day. We're 15 points down at the minute. Make that 25. Now, about 5 years, went from day trading to swing and back to day trading as it suits my personality. Trading a live account. Yeah, so interestingly, going back in the day, I was predominantly a swing trader, high time frame trader. Um, but over the last, 4 years, 3 years, I've got zero patience. This is testing my patience at the minute. I think I've been in this trade for half an hour. I'm definitely I like to be in and out, hit TP or de-risked a lot quicker than this. But look, we can't choose how long a trade takes. We can't choose how the course or the path that it takes. We can only trade our setups. Um, Obviously, we'd all want to hit take profit in 30 seconds or 10 seconds, but that's not the case. Live account, okay, cool. Live account, good. Is there anyone in here trading a demo account? And I don't mean a funded account, I mean a demo account, because a demo account has no emotional attachment. When you're trading a funded account, even though they are demo accounts, um, you're still able to get paid from them. Therefore, it has an emotional attachment. It means you, in theory, can get paid based on P&L. So you're going to have certain dopamine kicks and reactions. Your body's going to react a certain way when you go into drawdown, a certain way when you go into profit. You're probably going to be more eager to close profitable trades down because you want the profit to go up. Same, I make use of trail stop loss a lot. Lovely. Um, uh, yeah, so you'll learn a lot about yourself, especially when you go onto live accounts or funded accounts, on how you're going to react. Some people just want to think that the market's going to keep moving and moving and moving and never bank anything and trailing a stop or leaving it at break even. And so they'll either have massive wins or huge losses. Um, uh, it was looking like it was going to push up a little bit stronger than that, but let's have a look how the 30's sitting. We've got 7 minutes. Bullish close is what we need really. If it closes bearish, I'll close half my position. So if it closes bearish, I'm going to close half my position. We've got 6? Yeah, 6 minutes and 1 second. There we go, 6 minutes. Now, I'm on this live stream a little bit longer than normal, purely because there's a trade running. See what see what the DAX is doing. DAX is holding. Watch for breaks below this area, guys, because if it does go below that, we're probably going to see a significant move. Well, it's trying. Every time it tries to get there, it just has a little retracement. Who's talking? Scott Bessent faces doomsaying Dems at Treasury Secretary. Oh, look at that. Look down to see what was happening on Twitter, and we've pulled back from our entry price yet again. Nice. We got 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the 15. 4 minutes for the 15 to close and 4 minutes for the 30 to close. Now, what I want to see is how do the two 15s look next to each other? Now, the 30 could close with a bullish close, right? The two 15s, one could be bearish, one could be bullish. Right now, what we're seeing is that this 15 is inside the previous 15, meaning it has a lower high and a higher low. It needs to close bullish. It needs to close above the support level, which is this black horizontal that you can see here. As you can see, the market did something similar over here. It trickled down, it did an inside candle, then it broke the low and then broke the highs and proceeded to move, what, about 190 points to the upside. So we'll see if we get a similar reaction today. There's no news tomorrow. So we are news free now until Monday, I believe. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq. Not the Nasdaq, the DAX. Okay, the DAX is pushing. All right, I just need to keep an eye on the DAX because if the DAX breaks, we'll probably find that we're going to see that sentiment as a bearish sentiment across indexes. So I've just pulled the DAX up on my screen over here so I can watch it simultaneously. $21,200, will it hold? 21,200. All right, 1 minute 20 seconds for this 30-minute candle to close. Will it close bearish or bullish? That's the question. DAX is on the level right now. We got 45 seconds left. 30 seconds. Will it close bullish or bearish? 15 seconds. Oh, absolutely on the money. The DAX has closed on the level as well. So I'm still not moving my stop until we get a candle that creates a new high. We have to have an uprange candle for us to move the stop. All right, gold's pushing higher. Gold's pushing higher, but like I said, it's at resistance, so I'm staying away from it. DAX is holding the level. Nasdaq still sat on support. Nothing we can do until the market gives us a clue. And that means we need to see it break a high or a low. And until either of those two things happen, we can't do anything. Price action will dictate how we manage our trade. That is a long trade to not even be at break even or reduce risk. Come on, buyers. All right, who's still in the room? Who have we got? Are you here, Jody? Peter? Petter? Who's in the room? Just let me know who's here. Just while we're waiting for this damn trade to unravel. DAX is pushing a little bit higher off the level as well. Maybe we'll see a little bit of momentum. Let's see. Mr. Arman's in the room, going to short gold. Okay, working and watching from Petter. Lovely. Short gold. Yeah, I need to see a bearish close on gold before and underneath this area to short gold for me. DAX is holding. God, my dog is passed out at my feet, bless him. That's how I feel watching this trade. Right, DAX is breaking the high on the 15. Or, well, it was. It looked like it on Trading View anyway. Let me come back to that one for you. Uh, gold, I'd want to see it close somewhere down here. So underneath this inside candle, because right now you've had up range, then an inside, then you've had an outside candle followed by an inside candle. So this one I'd want it to close below this inside candle low, somewhere in that region. Mm, really doesn't want to move from this area. Oops. Yeah, what's the top of the range on gold? I'll come back to it in a second. Let me just have a look here. Okay. Let's go back to daily chart on gold, see what the top of those. So look, if I was 27, 26. So there's another what? You got 70 points of that range to potentially fill. Potentially. So yeah. Ooh. Now here we go. Take out that load. I think we're gonna be in big trouble. The DAX is back on the major level again as well. So watching the DAX. If that breaks here, guys, we got huge return. Yeah, this could be sayonara now, guys, unfortunately. Uh, We'll see. Always stops in tactical places. Always have to be in and below structure. So the whole point of them being below structure is that if it's going to break, then you won't want to be in the trade anyway. And then trade management, in theory, uprange. The reason you want to look at uprange, downrange, inside and outside candles is because if the market's producing uprange candles, that means it's come down first before it's broken the highs. In theory, it shouldn't break the low, so you can then trail your stop underneath the lows of each candles. As a day trader, it's important. As a swing trader, you don't want to do anything like that because you need to have the flexibility of the market to create its own impulses, meaning it has to be able to correct and then impulse, correct and impulse. And each time it creates a new high on the swings, then you can go underneath the previous swing lows. So the trade management and mindset ideas have to be completely different. Um, you know, if you're a swing trader, you've got to be able to look at your P&L and you might see, I don't know, let's say you see 2 or 3% profit in your P&L in open P&L, and then it pulls back, and now you only see 0.5%. Then it starts to go again. As it goes again, then you take another add-in trade, and you see another 1 or 2% in your P&L. Then it comes back to 1% profit. So you've got to be able to see P&L change massively when you're a swing trader. When you're a day trader, literally, you just one trade at a time, manage that trade to the best of your ability based on price action, based on structure. Take out profit where you can along the way, de-risk as quickly as you can along the way. Price action permitting. I've not had any opportunity to de-risk. You know, First trade that triggered me in was based off the engulfing candle. Next candle was an inside candle, so no option there. So now I'm saying, right, as soon as we break the highs, we can come up underneath the lows. But even then, I'm only de-risking by what? 11 points. It's barely anything. So it's not ideal. I would like to be able to de-risk a lot more than that. But we can only trade according to what is put in front of us. Wow, it's bloody slow this. I've got like 20, I need something to happen in like the next 25 minutes because I've got to go and get my little girl. All right. Look at this. Keeps getting so close to the highs, but and the entry price, but just not following through. Mm, let's have a look at the other markets while we're waiting for this to. Okay, so gold broke the highs. So if it breaks the lows, it's nice. DAX is still holding support. Nasdaq still holding support. Getting painful this. Four minutes of this 15-minute candle left. DAX is testing the support level again. 3 minutes. What's happening with gold? Not a lot. So in 18 minutes, does anyone know what's happening in 18 minutes with the gold market? Does anyone know what's happening in 18 minutes in the gold market? So in 18 minutes, it's a very specific time that something happens in the gold market. It's called the London fix. So the price is reset at 4 o'clock. London fix at 4 o'clock. So I always like to look at the 4 o'clock candle. It's a really good time to look for a potential correction move. It'll happen. It doesn't mean it'll come all the way back, but usually around 4 p.m., if there's been a directional move, you'll find that the market starts to correct leading up to the London fix. So 4 o'clock, London fix. So today you've seen a directional move in gold to the upside. Therefore, I would expect a sell-off leading up to, let's say, 345 to 415, 430. And then depending on how the market sees, you will then get continuation or the market consolidate. But it's always a good time to look for a correction in and around 4 o'clock if you've got structure and there's been a directional move. So today you're at daily resistance, you've got a directional move, and we're coming into the London fix. So I'm not going to trade it purely because I'm in this trade that's going so slowly, but going to hold the faith. Who's around tomorrow if we do a live stream? Might have to do it a little bit earlier tomorrow, maybe like 12 till 2, 12:30 till 2, something like that. Anyone's around? Yeah, okay. Mr. Armand's around. Nasdaq. So Nasdaq's sitting here. It's holding. Look at those wicks. Look at those small bodies. Very sort of tennis ball effecty. Now, that type of consolidation usually means something's going to happen. Uh, we usually see some kind of stronger move. Now, whenever you see consolidation for a period, that's when you would expect to see the market break out in a direction. Now, the higher time frame would potentially suggest that you're looking for a move to the upside. Obviously, the shorter time frame is moving to the downside on the basis that we've got a correction happening. Hence, we've looked to buy at support based on the market taking out the lows and then breaking the highs on that 15-minute candle. Unfortunately for us, literally as it broke the highs and formed the engulfing candle, it started to reverse and then kept testing the support level. So we haven't been able to do anything. There's the market, each candle has basically opened and closed at entry price. It's been wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside. There's been no direction. We haven't had an up range candle, meaning it's not broken the highs. Therefore, we've not been able to move our stops underneath the lows. So we're stuck. It means you've got to keep waiting. We've got to wait another 15 minutes for another bloody candle. Hmm. Interesting pop up there. Just seen something that just said doves might be caught off guard after inflation gods this week. After inflation gods smiled this week. Well, we've not seen any significant bull move yet in the stock market, considering inflation's stayed relatively low. Well, this is I've got like 12 minutes. I need something to happen. Well, hopefully not get stopped out, but it looks like that's about to happen. Let's have a look on the DAX. No, DAX is still above the level. DAX is still above the level, so are we going to get clipped on the Nasdaq? Or is it going to hold? We shall see. Time will tell. Hmm. Well, it's holding. What's happening with gold? Oh, here you go, Mr. Almond. If this one closes like this, next candle to wick up, you got yourself. You still, that's holding support. Mm, hello, pal. Give me a bit of luck, mate. Hey? Oh, you had a hard day. Oh, for a dog's life, I tell you. All right, Dax, what's happening? Oh, here we go. Here he's come. All right, are we gonna? What's gonna happen? Are we? Should we keep buying the? Should we keep buying the Nasdaq? What do you reckon? What do you think? Was that yes? What do you think? 11, 8 minutes. So because I don't like what I'm going to do, guys, I don't like how long this has been running around. I'm just going to change my TP here to take a little bit more off at TP1. So I'm going to take 60% off at T1 should it get there. So all I've done is TP1. If we get there, it's going to take 60% off. When it hits T1, the stop will automatically move up to our entry price. Right. I can't hang around much longer. I can stay till maybe 4:05. Then I really do need to go. So, so just so you're aware, I've changed the amount that I'm taking off at TP1. Instead of 50%, I'm taking 60%. So this will all do itself if I'm out and I've gone to collect my daughter. So if it hits this first purple line here, 60% of the position will close at T1, which is 20 points, and the stop loss will go from here up to my entry price. It won't go in front of it, it'll just go to it. Okay. All right. So let's 8 minutes. 8 minutes and counting. It's been the longest trade. Thought we might have seen a little bit more action from this support level after it took out the lows and then broke the highs, but maybe not. Look at that consolidation. Literally, since we entered, the market has just gone sideways. Hasn't done anything. It's ranged in 70 points, basically. See if we can close strong. Hit your targets again today. Well done, Peter. Well done, Mr. Almond. Yeah, I'm not ideally looking for another couple $100 at least. Um, but obviously this trade's in negative at the minute, so I don't know, probably just under flat, just above flat at the minute for the day. It's based on what we've got running, it'd be about $700 down at the minute. 6 minutes. Cannot believe it's been running since, what time is that? 3 o'clock. Basically, an hour we've been sat in this trade and it's done absolutely square root of nothing. Took me a while to think of a polite word there. But yeah, we've just done the square root of fuck all for the last hour. But let's see if we can get a little bit of a stronger finish. I mean, this is classic sort of tennis ball scenario. You've got the big momentum candle, another big momentum candle, small body, small body, small body, wicks to both sides. And just waiting now for that momentum candle to the upside as you see that transition from sellers to buyers. But you probably won't see it if you've just joined us, guys, but we bought above the high of this candle here because the market came down, took out the lows, and then as it broke the highs, we bought. So on that basis, we're looking at a reversal candle, an engulfing candle forming at support. Uh, Literally, it triggered us in, then just came straight back down to level, and then it's just been meandering from our entry price to very close to our entry price and our stop price, um, without any real success for us. We've not. I don't think we've been in profit since maybe the first second it triggered. It's been in a drawdown for literally an hour, and we haven't been able to manage the position because if you have a look after that candle, next candle was an inside candle. Just neither of them managed to break the high or break the low, but we're getting close. Let's see if we can. What's happening with gold? Nothing. I'll give it. I'll give it to 405. Then I have to. In fact, let's have a look because the hourly candle's going to close. Okay, so down range and bullish if it closes like this. So down range meaning it has a lower high and a lower low than the previous candle, but it's going to close bullish if it closes like this. So if the next candle pulls down first and breaks the high, that would be the clue that we're starting the next impulse move higher. So we, in theory, if you look, downrange candle, next candle broke the highs. This would be the first one after an up range where it starts to move, and that's what we're looking for. Always looking for that first up range candle that would start the move. And in theory, it could be this one on the 30, or it could be on the hourly, whichever. But I was anticipating it on the 15 once the engulfing candle had formed. Two minutes for the candle to close. Come on. Now, one thing, even though it is an inside candle, if we can have a strong close like this, it would give a very different sort of sentiment in relation to other other candles over the last few hours. So what you see is if we can get a strong close, next candle to wick down, I can't see why we won't test these highs here at 21, 3, 5, 6, I think that is. 21, 336. So we've got 40 seconds until this candle closes. There, yeah. At least give me a blue number, even if it's for a split second. Hey, all right, we can move our stop up a little bit underneath the low of this candle. Ah, the blue number didn't last very long. Okay, there we go. We've closed bullish. Next candle, ideally, I want to see it pull down and then push to the highs. All right. Okay, so we can potentially do some damage here with the risk management. I just want to see it clear this area here. If it clears this area, we're going to pull our stop right up underneath this low. Go and clear that area because I'm looking at all these wicks over here. That's what I'm just looking for. It's try and clear. So still sitting tight, guys. I'll just put that there for a second. So look, this area here, this is what I'm looking for it to push up through. If we can get through this area, all right, let's see, 10 pips. If it goes 10 pips in profit, I'll move it underneath the candle low. There we go. So big reduction in now, guys, you'll be looking at this and go, I know some of you use 15 pips as take profit. So if you're using 15, then you're 66% of the way there. Uh, if it hasn't hit my TP in 3 minutes, because I really need to go, I will close half. And there we go. All right. Why did my stop not go to break even? There we go. So that's TP1 done, guys. Let me know if you hit TP. Hit some likes in the chat. Let's have some more likes, please, guys. I want to know you hit T1. The wait was worth it. Yeah, you hit your target. Well done, Chris. Let's see. I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well. I'm just going to... Oh, wrong one. It's not that one. It's that. Set that. Okay, so I've just moved my stop slightly in profit. So if it goes 40 pips, it's going to close another 50% off, and then I don't know how many pips that is. It's going to be about 67, I think. Yeah, 67 pips. If it goes 67 pips in profit, it'll close another half off, and then we'll leave a little bit to run. But that's it, guys. I'm done. Just hit some likes, share the channel with any fellow traders if you enjoyed it. We do have a paid membership that Chris, if you're interested, you can drop Jody at tradeandtrain.com. We've done a January offer where you can join all our paid streams for £9 for the rest of the month if you like it, and then you can join the community where we're on Telegram 24 hours a day pretty much. So listen, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye bye. Take care.